Do you have any Irish in your BookTube subscription feed? Would you like some? Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I'm taking you through some of my favourite Irish booktubers out there. I, of course, am part of this list, but this is kind of like Eurovision rules and I feel like I can't tell you all about myself. I can't really promote myself here. So instead, I'm going to introduce you to some of my favourite friends who are also Irish and who are also pretty active here on BookTube. There really is something for every taste here. You will find books a lot in fantasy, you will find a lot of books in literary fiction, feminist fiction, horror, romance, whatever kind of genre you're into reading, I'm pretty sure you'll find someone that you will love. It seems kind of obvious to start with the two hosts of the Irish Readathon, which runs every single year in the month of March. So first up is Aoife from Words of Clover. Aoife is a really fantastic booktuber. She has got the most adorable dog in the whole world named Rossi. Aoife reads a lot of literary fiction, she reads a lot of historical fiction, she reads a lot of kind of fantasy, and she's got a couple of weekly reading vlogs or themed reading vlogs that I have loved watching of hers. All of her vlogs are really gentle, all of her vlogs are really enjoyable because you get to see a little bit more of Rossi. You get to see all of her life, you get to see her on the beach with her dogs, with her parents' dog Desi, and I absolutely love being part of her world. Aoife also frequently does end of the month wrap-ups, and from these wrap-ups I've actually found some books that I myself have loved. I know that we have got quite different reading tastes, but there are a couple of books that Aoife and I have really matched up on, and I would never have heard from them if it wasn't for her. The other host of the Irish Readathon is Leanne from Leanne Rose. Leanne is from Dublin, but at the moment she is living in the UK and she reads quite a lot of literary fiction as well, but she also reads quite a lot of feminist fiction. Leanne has quite a lot of books in her arsenal discussing sex, discussing feminism, discussing all of those kind of things in the workplace, in dating, in general life, and I really love seeing her thoughts on it. As well as that, Leanne works in publishing, so if you're following her on Instagram too, you might get to see some kind of insights as to what it's like to work as a sales executive in a publishing house. And I really love seeing that kind of look behind the curtain as well, because I feel like sales isn't really a part of the publishing discussion very often. So seeing that little insight is always really exciting to see. A mention of London and an honorary mention for an Irish booktuber is Róisín from Róisín's Reading. Róisín's family are from Ireland, but she was born and grew up in London, so I think she counts. I think we're going to count her. Róisín reads a lot of classics, Róisín reads a lot of historical fiction, she does a lot of kind of women-focused fiction, and she has also read a lot of books where they are in translation or set right across the world, so she has really opened my reading scope as well. As well as this, last year Róisín noticed a gap in the market. She knew that there was the mid-year book freakout tag, she knew that there was the end of year book freakout tag, but there wasn't anything for the start of the year. So Róisín sat down and she put together the quarter year crisis book tag. And I took this last year and it was so much fun that I just cannot wait to do it again. Take a look back at January, February, March. How has that been for reading? How has that been for buying books? Am I discovering anything that I love? Am I kind of leaning more towards something than something else? It's a really nice way to just sit back and see how the year has been going so far. Then there's Katie from The Introverted Reader. Katie is very much a fantasy reader. Quite a lot of the TBRs that I've seen from her have focused a lot on fantasy books. But also in her personal life, Katie is a huge K-pop fan. She's a big fan of K-dramas. So if you're into that as well, if you are really into Korean culture, I am pretty sure that you are going to find something wonderful on her Instagram page or on her Twitter feed as well as trying to find a new book that you are really going to love. The next booktuber might not be as active anymore, but I still wanted to give her a shout out because her feed is so cozy and wholesome and wonderful, and that is Elaine from Elaine Howlin. Elaine does a lot of silent vlogs where she will bake a lot, or she will take her dog out for a walk, or she will just sit and read. And she doesn't speak in the vlogs. She will put, like, the recipe is on the page, or what she's doing is just written down as like a caption. And I love that you can just take it in your own time, that it is gentle, that it is melodic, and that it is still a really enjoyable read. Elaine is also a bullet journaler, so you will get a lot of bullet journal inspiration from her. She does a lot of videos where she is setting up her monthly spreads, and it had inspired me to try and start a bullet journal for myself, but I just don't have the same artistic skill as she does. Next up is Lisa from Lisa in Bookland, and Lisa comes from the west of Ireland, and she also reads quite a lot of kind of contemporary fiction, literary fiction, but I have seen as well that a couple of her TBRs have got fantasy on them, they have got historical fiction on them, she's read a couple of classics as well, so I feel like Lisa is one of the all-rounder readers in this group. If there is anything of that you are interested in, I'm sure you'll find something on her as well. I've also seen her read a lot of non-fiction books, so I'm pretty sure you'll find something there too. Then it's on to Em from Perfect Paperbacks, and she's probably one of the bigger YouTubers that I'm going to talk about in this list. She also reads quite diversely in that she reads quite a lot of genres between fantasy and romance and contemporary fiction. But she also has quite a lot of weekly vlogs on her channel. She does quite a lot of unboxings on her channel. I think she is a rep for Owl Crate or Illuma Crate, so they will feature quite a lot on her channel. So if you are a member of one of those subscription boxes, you might want to go and see what her reaction is to everything that you have just gotten this month too. Finally is Barb from Barb's Bookland, and we have got quite different tastes, but I still really enjoy her content. Barb reads quite a lot of horror, she reads quite a lot of fantasy, and you can tell that these are her two interests based on the fact that she runs the Camp Crystal Lake Readathon every single year around October time, which is focused on horror books, and also that her TBR game every single month is Candyland, which is one of the board games that I'm pretty sure she has just rolling around her house. As well as M for Paperback Books, Barb does a lot of weekly vlogs, and I have really loved seeing her life outside of reading and what she has been up to. Those are just some of my favourite Irish booktubers that I definitely think you need to go and check out. Do you have a booktuber recommendation for us? Please leave it in the comments below. If you'd love to leave me a comment but you can't think of anything that you'd like to say, then just leave me a video camera emoji. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.